Good morning, students. In this video, we are going to see about the format of final accounts. First format is trading account. Trading account is prepared for a specific period to know the trading results of a business. This is the format of trading account. First, we will see the items appearing on the debit side of trading account. The first one is opening stock. It is meant by the stock on hand at the beginning of the year is called opening stock. Okay, the next one is purchases. It shows the gross amount of purchases made of the materials and saleable goods. It includes both cash purchases and credit purchases of goods. And the next one is, in this purchases, let's say return outwards. Return outward means it's called as a purchase return. The purchase return is a credit balance showing the return of goods to the suppliers. And then direct expenses. It refers to those expenses which are incurred for making the goods saleable. It may include factory or manufacturing expenses incurred on purchase of goods. So these are the expenses: freight and carriage, customs and insurance, wages, gas, water and fuel, factory expenses, royalty on production, cargo expenses, shipping expenses, import duty, customs duty, dock charges, octroi, commission, purchases. These expenses are shown on the debit side of trading account. Next, we are going to see the items appearing on the credit side of trading account. The first one is sales. It is a credit balance indicating the total sale of goods made during the year. It includes both cash and credit sale of goods. And then from sales, we are going to less the return inward or sales return. That is a debit balance showing the total amount of goods returned by the customer. And the next one is closing stock. It refers to the unsold goods which is lying in the godown at the end of the accounting year. It appears outside the trial balance. It will be shown on the credit side of a trading account and also in the asset side of the balance sheet. So this one is trading account. If you get the balance sheet on the debit side, then we have got net gross profit. We are getting the balance sheet on the credit side and it's called as a gross loss. The next one is we are going to see the format as profit and loss account. The profit and loss account is to calculate the net profit or net loss of the business. In this profit and loss account, its items appear on the debit side of the profit and loss account is one is operating expenses and non-operating expenses. The operating expenses is made by those expenses which are incurred in order to operate the business efficiently and smoothly. That is called as administration expense. Office and administration expense is called salaries, rent, rates and taxes, postage and telegram, telephone charges, printing and stationery, office electricity, insurance, legal charges. So these are the expenses are called as operating expenses. And the next one is marketing and selling expense also. It's operating expenses. And then financial and other expenses. So these are the expenses which are operated the business. And the next expense which is not operating expenses mean not related to the operation of the business is called as non-operating expenses. It includes preliminary expenses, underwriting commission is called as a non-operating expenses. And the next one we are going to see the items appearing on the credit side of the profit and loss account. In this credit side of the profit and loss account, we got operating income and non-operating income. Operating income which is related to the income which is earned from the operation of business, like we have received interest received, commission received and discount received, discount on purchases, dividend received. So which is related to the business called as operating income. Non-operating income is which is not earned from the routine operation of the business called as a non-operating income. Example is profit on sale of any fixed asset or if there is any refund, then it is called as a non-operating income. So these are the incomes which is related to the operating and which is related to the business and it is called as a profit and loss account. Next we are going to see the balance sheet format. Balance sheet is prepared with a view to measure the correct financial position of a business enterprise on a certain fixed date, then it is called as a balance sheet. This is the format of balance sheet. In this balance sheet, we are seeing the fixed assets. First we will see the liability side. In this liability, we are seeing the current liabilities. Current liabilities is meant by It refers to those liabilities which are repayable within 1 year or during the normal operating cycle of the business by the use of the existing resources of current asset. It is called as a current liability. The current liabilities are bills payable, sundry creditors, outstanding expenses, and unearned income. What is fixed liability means? The liabilities which are repayable after a long period of time are known as fixed liabilities. That is, they do not become due for payment in the ordinary course of business, which is relatively short period. So, fixed liabilities are long-term loans, reserves. The next one is capital. In this capital is the original fund which he entered a business. Later on, he may introduce further amounts towards capital and may withdraw some amounts from the business. So next we are going to see the assets. First we will see the current assets. Current assets means cash at bank, bills receivable, short-term investments, sundry debtors, closing stock, prepaid expenses, accrued incomes. It means that those assets which are to be converted into cash within 1 year or during the normal operating cycle of the business, then it is called as a current asset. Next one is fixed asset. Fixed assets are loose tools, motor vehicle, long-term investments, plant and machinery, land and buildings, patents, goodwill. It refers to those assets which are held by way of equipment, not for the purpose of resale. They are of permanent nature and it is by their help that the business is carried on. The assets, in this fixed assets, the assets are divided into two types. One is tangible assets and other one is intangible assets. The tangible assets means the assets which can be seen, touched and have volume, such as machinery, land and building, furniture, etc. Intangible assets, the assets do not have any physical existence. The example is goodwill, patents, trademarks and copyrights are the examples of intangible assets. Next one is we are going to see the adjustments. Adjustments which are related to all the accounts. Adjustments is the final accounts are prepared for a completed period. It must be kept in mind that expenses and incomes for the full accounting year are to be taken while preparing final accounts. The various adjustments are required are given below. We are going to the first adjustment is closing stock. The closing stock means it refers to the value of unsold goods lying in stock at the end of the accounting period. It should be valued either at cost price or market price, whichever is lower. The entry is closing stock account to trading account. The value of closing stock will appear on the asset side of the balance sheet and on the credit side of trading account. The next is depreciation on fixed assets. The depreciation is a permanent decrease or reduction in the value of a fixed asset. The asset may reduce in value due to its constant use or even sometimes due to its non-use. The adjustment entry is depreciation account to fixed assets account. Depreciation is shown on the debit side of profit and loss account and is deducted from the asset in the balance sheet. The next one is outstanding expenses. These are certain expenses which relate to a particular accounting period but they are not paid in that accounting period due to certain reasons. The adjustment entry is, for example, if it's rent is the expenses, then rent account to rent outstanding account. That rent outstanding are added to the respective expenses account in trading or profit and loss account and also shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. And the fourth one is accrued income. Accrued is outstanding or accrued income is the income which has been earned but not received during the accounting period. The adjustment entry is accrued income account to income account. It is shown on the asset side of the balance sheet and it is added to the respective income account in P&L account credit side. And the next one is prepaid expenses. These expenses which have been paid in advance but relating to the future accounting period. The adjustment entry is prepaid expenses account to expense account. It is shown on the asset side of the balance sheet and the expense account is shown as a deduction from the respective expense account in trading and P&L account. The next one is unearned income or income received in advance. Many a time traders receive money during a particular trading period for the work to be done in future period. Thus, without rendering any service, they received income, then it is called as a income received in advance. The adjustment entry is income account to income received in advance account. Income received in advance is shown on the deduction from the respective income in P&L account, and it is shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. The next one is bad debts. Bad debts means when a claim against a debtor becomes irrevocable, it is called as bad debts. The adjustment entry of the bad debts is bad debts account to debtors account. It is shown on the debit side of a P&L account and also deducted from debtors in the balance sheet. The next one is provision for bad and doubtful debts. A merchant feels that there are certain debtors from whom the money may or may not be realizable, as there is a possibility of anticipated losses, and in order to provide for such loss in the accounts, a provision for doubtful debts is required to be made. The adjustment entry for provision for bad and doubtful debts is profit and loss account to provision for doubtful debts. This is shown as a deduction from existing debtors on the asset side of the balance sheet. If the net existing provision is in excess of required provision for bad debts, the excess should be credited back to the profit and loss account. The next one is provision for discount on debtors. The provision for discount on debtors is calculated a certain percentage on good debtors. The entry is profit and loss account to provision for discount on debtors account. The provision for discount on debtors is shown as a deduction from good debtors on the asset side of balance sheet and is debited to profit and loss account. As like this, the provision for discount on creditors, it is you may offer some discount for prompt payment by the firm. This entry is provision for discount on creditors to profit and loss account. This provision for discount on creditors is shown as a deduction from sundry creditors on the liability side of the balance sheet and is credited to P&L account. The next is interest on capital. In order to see the real profitability of the business, it is desirable to change interest on capital, to charge interest on capital, treating it as a business expense. The journal entry is interest on capital account to capital account. The interest on capital is shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account and it is added to the capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. Next one is interest on drawings. When a proprietor withdraws money from the business for personal use, then it is called as a drawings. Then the entry is capital account to interest on drawings account. Interest on drawings is shown on the credit side of profit and loss account and it is deducted from the capital account on the liability side of the balance sheet. And the last one is, it is called as a commission on net profit. So after finalizing net profit, before showing the answer, then we have to calculate the commission. That commission will be paid to the manager. That is the journal entry is manager's account to manager's commission account. It is shown on the debit side of the liability side and it's in the profit and loss account debit side. Thank you students for watching this video.